I'm getting ready to go out and it's looking very murky, trying to rain. I'm going to wait a moment. I'm Alan. I own a 45-foot narrowboat, have an interest in industrial heritage, transport and technology, and invite you to join me as I cruise, repair and maintain my boat and visit events and places of historic interest. It's certainly very windy, but I've backed out okay and I'm on my way. Lovely. I've waited a while to do this. The boat ahead honked me as I came out because he wasn't sure which way I was going to turn, left or right. I've let him go in front of me and I see there's a boat behind me as well coming up. There's a cruiser boat coming down towards us. He's still a way off at the moment. He's actually towing a kayak which is swinging out a bit. It's under control now. Hello. There were two Napton narrowboat hire boats together and I got in between the two of them. Totally unintentionally, of course. Since I came out of the marina, I've passed two boaters who are viewers of the channel. I didn't catch your names, but a big hello to you. Thanks for acknowledging me. Much appreciated. It was well worth the wait to come out. It's absolutely beautiful now. I waited, well, it's 45 minutes, I think. I was ready at about 3:15 to leave, and I left just after 4 o'clock. I'd unplugged the electric, got myself ready, and then I plugged it in again because I just didn't know when I was going to be leaving. But it all worked out very well. You can see behind me lovely blue skies, and it's the same up ahead. Nice and cool through here. This weeping willow looks lovely blowing in the wind. Lovely reflections there. The two hire boats have disappeared into the distance. Oh, I can just see one of them beyond the line of moored boats. It's Monday. We've just had the hottest weekend of the year so far. The last 2 or 3 days have tipped into the 30s, the low 30s, and mid-20s is quite common now at the moment. I was planning on coming out before the weekend for a few days, but I decided not to, and instead I went to the Crick Scarecrow and Music Festival. I really enjoyed that. I'd been some years before, and I did look in a couple of years back, but it's my first proper look around. So that was something different for me, and hopefully for you as viewers. I do hope you enjoyed watching that video. It's blowing up again now. Oh dear. The forecast for tomorrow is rain all day. What I'm not clear about is the intensity of that rain. But all the weather forecasters are suggesting it's going to be wet. It might just be intervals of light rain, or it might be worse than that. Until it happens, we're not going to know. But during the day, it's definitely going to rain. Blowing up again here. This towpath edging definitely needs cutting. This is very often how the CRT contractors leave things these days. They cut a sort of path through and leave the edges, whereas they used to have a mower that mowed the towpath, and someone came along with a strimmer and trimmed the edges. So the whole thing was kept neat and tidy. But that doesn't seem to happen very often these days. There's a boat coming down under Bridge 22, so I've had to slow up. I'm waiting for it at the moment. It's always difficult along here when it's windy, and it's also a little bit narrow as well in parts, as you can see here. I wonder how many times I've gone under this bridge now. Going under a little arch of tree here. That's very low to the water. It's actually touching the water now. It looks like my favourite mooring space is available. Yes, you know where I'm stopping, don't you? I can see a combine harvester in the field. So maybe we'll get some activity whilst I'm moored here. Just turning in now. Just get my fenders out. I've got the chain and the tool now. The boat is moving about all over the place. Up, down, cracky. I've been to this spot so many times before, you should know it well by now. But I'll still show you again. Just up there is the combine harvester that I spotted earlier when I was mooring up. And here's the boat. Very familiar, isn't it? We've got waves again on the water. That's not unexpected though, is it? It's very windy at this point, very windy. I always think of the wind as being between Bridge 20 and 21. Not so much here, but I suppose we are quite exposed here. Hello. Didn't know you were coming.
Smile, you're on candid camera.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for going so slowly. There's a bit of a chill this morning, which I have to say is quite pleasant after the heat wave we've had in the last few days. Rain is expected. Not clear when, but it's going to come sometime today. I'm hoping to make a start on the handrails. You can see roughness under here, look. Bit of rust and so forth. I've got something else to do in the boat first. And by that time it will probably be raining. I'm going to make a start now on rubbing down the handrails. I'm hoping to do that initially just with scraping and brushing, wire brushing. See how that works. I have got my multi-tool with me, which is electrically operated. I could use that if need be. I think it's easier to start like this and see how I get on. It is very windy and rain is expected any time now, and the forecast shows it raining through till about 7 o'clock, and we're coming up to 11 o'clock at the moment, so let's see how I get on. Seems to be working okay. It's very crusty under here. This is bad here, look. I will treat this with the Vactan like I normally do. Just need to get off the loose bits. This is in worse condition than I thought. Mind you, I first did these when I bought the boat, which would be 7 years ago. Because it's on the underside, you don't actually see it. I'm not just going to dock everything into the water. I will sweep up the larger pieces where I can. It's very windy though, so bits are going to blow off anyway. You can see here all the flaky bits. In fact, I'm not sure if you can see, so I'll take this off for the moment. Oh, some big lumps coming off here. Hello.
Bit fresher.
It is, yeah. It's nice though to have it cold, isn't it?
No.
Isn't it? Been a bit too hot for me. This is quite firm here. I thought it was going to flake off. I've put my goggles on as bits are flying all over the place, particularly when using this. Don't want any little bits getting in my eyes. This seems to be working quite well actually. The approach to rubbing down. It is just beginning to rain. It's not a surprise. It was expected. It was forecast last week to rain today. It is beginning to rain a little bit harder now. I think the important thing is that I've made a start. Something I've spoken of for a long while and done nothing about. The forecast shows dark clouds and an 80 to 90% chance of rain. So that might be it for today. It's raining fairly hard now. Since I last spoke to you, it's been dry, the sun has come out, but now it's raining again. So I'm not sure whether I'll get to do anything this afternoon. I was just getting ready to do some more rubbing down and the heavens opened up all of a sudden. So whether I'll get another chance, I really can't say. I am running the engine at the moment just to give the batteries a bit of a top up. Obviously we've not had so much sun, if any at all. Good morning everyone. I'm pleased to say that after a dull start, the sun has come out, or it's trying to, let's put it that way. So I'm going to carry on rubbing down the handrail. I didn't get very far yesterday. I'm not going to do a lot of filming today. It's pretty boring to watch, I think. So I'll catch up with you a bit later. I haven't done any wire brushing yet. This is what it's looking like at the moment. Still plenty of rubbing down to do though. That feels reasonably smooth. I finished the initial rubbing down. I've got on very well indeed. It's turned into a very hot day. It is lunchtime, so I'm going to have a break now, have something to eat and a drink, and I'll carry on this afternoon. I'm going to go over it all with some wet and dry, and then it will be ready to start the painting process. I'll be treating some areas with Vactan, then I'll be using the red oxide primer, and finally the top coat of Oxford blue. I'm not saying I'm doing all that today though, because I won't. Some of you might have noticed a change of colour to the seat squabs, as these have been recovered. The old ones were well worn. Each seat squab probably had 60 to 70 staples on the underside, holding the cover in place. So in all, I would have removed about 200 staples by levering them up with an old screwdriver and using long nose pliers. That's the last staple out. Very, very windy here today. Very windy indeed. I think I've got all of them. Oh, I've missed one. Let me get this one out. I had to do some impromptu repairs to the wooden stretchers on the undersides of two of the seat squabs. I had chosen tan-coloured leather cloth to make the replacement covers and was able to make 3 covers from the 2-metre length I'd purchased. There are 3 seat squabs and every one is different. They have corners, they have bits cut out for the Morse control, for the tubular uprights that support the rail around the back of the boat. So it's not been easy. There's quite a large opening here, a cutout, and before it was easily visible. I've done it in a slightly different way in the hope that that will help stop water getting down into the locker beneath. I've done this job fairly quickly. I started yesterday afternoon. It was extremely windy when I was working, but I'm pleased with how it's worked out. I've still got to go over all the seat squabs and do a little bit more stapling just to make sure that the covers are fully secure. I'm going to do some rubbing down now with the wet and dry paper, clean it off, dry it, and later on I'm going to treat the rust spots. I am competing at times with a combine harvester in the field opposite. So if you can't hear me, that's the reason why. Just going to give it a light rubbing over. Trouble with this paper is it just falls apart. Look at it. Absolutely useless. I've finished the rubbing down now, so I'm going to wash it off, let it dry, and then do the rust treatment. I've finished off the washing down now. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll sort out the rust treatment and the red oxide primer. I am now going to treat areas like this with the rust treatment. That will also include the underside of the handrails where they are rusty. I've just given this a shake, it's gone very bubbly. I'm not sure I should have shook it in quite that way. Quite bad on this side. I don't know if you can see, but it's quite rusty under here. There are definitely areas here that need the treatment. I've finished the rust treatment. It's very difficult to show you where I've been. It's difficult for me to see where I've been, let alone anything else. So that's it for now. I hope to apply the red oxide primer a bit later, and if all is well tomorrow, I'll start with the Oxford blue. We have some very light rain this morning, which will stop me from doing what I intended to do today. In fact, looking at the back here, it's not very light, is it? It's quite heavy rain. Good morning, everyone. It's going to be a lovely day today. Temperatures in the mid-20s. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm making an early start. Yesterday it was far too wet to do any painting at all, so a complete washout from my point of view. The evening before I had tried to do some red oxide primer work, which I've decided is not actually necessary. The problem I had was that the tin, small tin, 180mm tin, I couldn't get the lid off to start with. I had to damage the lid to get it off. I found it was about 10mm deep instead of the usual 3 or 4. The actual primer was very sticky and gloopy inside, totally unusable. And apart from that, there was also a round pad of about 5mm thickness inside it, of a similar diameter to the tin. I'd never seen anything quite like it before. So I didn't get on with that at all. I'm going to crack on now. I'm going to use a roller and a brush to get the job done. I hope to do it as quickly as possible and avoid the heat that will be coming. It's going to be a hot day. This has come off nice and easily. See here, it's about 5 mil thick, not 10. I'm going to start at the front of the boat and work my way back. I have wiped over the railings this morning. Even now it's difficult to see what I'm doing. I know my hand is blocking your view. There's an amazing difference between the new paint and the faded paint on the roof. That sun's coming out now. Rollering does of course give a different finish to painting, so I intend to brush over it. It's easy to move the roller from the top, but less so from the bottom. The problem rollering from underneath is that you're doing it at an angle like this and not square on, because you can't actually get your hand under there to do it. So, and I'm going to crack on now, catch up with you a bit later. I remember painting the handrails was difficult the last time I did it. It was very time consuming, and now I'm doing it again. My memory is refreshed. It's difficult to step up on the boat once you've painted the handrail. That might sound a bit odd, but the boat does move when you step on it, and to keep your balance whilst you're doing the painting is a bit awkward. And you need to look at both sides, of course, of the handrail. So you do need to be on the boat to do that. You can't just be on the towpath painting it, because you can't see this side. So it's not easy. It's very slow progress. Well, I'm at the end of the boat now, which is good. So I'm nearly finished. I've just got to work my way back to the next mounting point. It's not been easy, I have to say. It's very difficult to see on the underside because it's in shadow. That's me just about finished. I just need to do the part where the centre line is coming over the handrail, and that's it for now. I'm going to have to stretch over because this is a bit awkward. I can't hold on to anything at the moment. Can't see what I'm doing. That's it. Finished for now. I've been out here for about 2.5 hours. Lots of flies and insects have decided to make my handrail their new home, which is a bit annoying. It's very hot. I'm glad I've finished. I didn't have any breakfast this morning like I often do. I'm dying for a drink. I'm bringing this episode to a close now. It's been quite a busy one, I think you'll agree, and I do hope, as usual, that you've enjoyed watching. There's not a lot more for me to say, really. I do feel tired. I am going back to the marina today. The storms are coming in overnight, and it's going to be pretty horrendous from what I've heard. I'm going to wish you all the best. Look after yourselves, friends and relatives. Take the utmost care in whatever you're doing. Until next time, bye for now. Bye everyone. Take care.